Hello, I'm Salome, or Sal, and welcome to my internet corner. Grab a hot drink and maybe some paints and come do whatever it is I do with me. Today, like most days, I'm working on my watercolour sketchbook, but unlike most days, I'm going outside my comfort zone. I'm setting up my monochrome or duochrome palette of warm red and cool blue or turquoise, which is one of my favourite complementary colour combinations, and we are working with gouache. I absolutely love this medium. The opacity and almost creamy texture of the paint is so satisfying, but I haven't actually used it that much and I've never really been that ambitious with it, so that ends today. So, sorry about the regular appearance of the top of my head. I'm painfully new at this, and I'm so sorry. I'll do better next time. But as I was saying, my favourite medium is watercolour without a doubt, but I have quite a range of mediums in my work. My most confident ones also include graphite pencil and coloured pencil, but I want to get to grips with acrylic and oil and gouache a lot more. I'm also nudging outside my comfort zone here by painting landscapes with architectural elements. While my subjects of choice can't really be pinned down, I've only dabbled a little in this area. I could probably count the number of times I've painted landscapes on two hands, and I have been making art for a while. I've never painted a landscape in acrylic or gouache before, or actually admittedly I have, but I abandoned them very quickly. These thumbnails here are what's leading up to a couple of landscape pieces that I have planned, I hope. So I'm also new to YouTube, and I probably should have started these videos off with something I'm more comfortable with, but that's just not my style, I guess. So you can watch me struggle and we all get through this together. Something I do always tend to have in my art is some aspect of the dreamlike or fantastical, at least just a hint. I love subtle surrealist elements which are illustrated in these sorts of dreamscape landscapes, which sometimes have impossible or nonsensical elements. I absolutely love random arches that have absolutely no business being there. These thumbnails in particular get me thinking of the Borges short story The Immortals, where the story takes us to an abandoned, confusing, chaotic city full of labyrinths in the middle of the desert, where there is a river that gives you immortality if you drink from it. I definitely need to read Borges again. It has been ages, and I didn't really understand half of it the first time I read it. But those stories stay with me a lot, and I really recommend you give his stories a go. He is a fantastic writer. Here I am, trying to get to grips with gouache, and despite its similarity to watercolour, it's kind of throwing me off a bit. You need to work from dark to light, sort of. You use white. You can disturb the previous layers of paint if you're not careful. I'm going to have to get used to this, and I will make mistakes, but it's all part of learning, and that's pretty much what a sketchbook is for. You can only learn by doing it, and by making lots and lots and lots of bad art, so don't be afraid. So I'm doing these thumbnails to prepare for a couple of pieces in my project to make an art piece for every symbol in the Book of Symbols. It's a beautiful book full of archetypal images, kind of like an encyclopedia. It's filled with history and art and culture from around the world, and it's really fantastic for creativity. This is a very long-term project for me, but I'll tell you, it's absolutely worth it. Art block has just not been a thing for me, and it's great to play around and experiment, but also work out ideas and series in my art that are ongoing. So I started this in 2018, and 5 years later I am on number 34. Sounds okay, but there are 360 or so symbols, which means I will be doing this well into my old age, maybe into my 60s at this rate. And I tell you, right now, I'm going to finish it. So now here I am on symbol 35, Valley, and I'm in a sort of surreal desert sort of mood. Maybe it's the influence of Dune or Star Wars, who knows, but I love the minimal barrenness that deserts evoke that are so wild and nature-y. They are quite powerful places. And like a mirage from the desert, I want to create an exaggerated dreamlike valley with towering rocky mountains. Now I'm turning my attention to the main painting and wondering if I should use gouache or acrylic gouache. There's plenty of videos here on YouTube about the difference, but the latter is basically a matte acrylic paint with a gouache finish. So here I'm doing some swatches to get myself reacquainted, as I'm even more inexperienced with acrylics than I am with gouache. So I want to get a better feel of how they behave, like drying time, finish, and colour shift when they dry. I usually like to do a very quick colour thumbnail to test all the paints together, and I was really glad I did. Because from the swatches I was feeling the gouache, but when I did the acrylic gouache version, it just clicked more. I liked how the colours layered, and it would be quite handy to not have the previous layers of the painting reactivated. I'm feeling kind of anxious about all this, I'm not gonna lie. Not just a new subject, but a new medium, and also making a YouTube video out of it, but I guess bring on the teething problems, and hopefully I'll get a lot better at all of these. I'll do the actual painting process in my next video, as this is getting long, but thank you so much for sticking around. Please like the video and be one of my very first subscribers. Go check out my art on Instagram @salome.artist, and please leave me a comment on this video. I'd love to chat to you about art and about going outside your comfort zone. Bye!